Hilda Quico to ask your first question. And again, I want to remind you to turn on your mic and address the question to the specific queen. All right, Gilda, take it away. Gilda, are you there?
Yeah. Good morning.
There we go.
I'm Hilda Quico from Manila, Philippines. My question is to Miss Rabiya Mateo. Ma'am, what are the preparations that you're doing for the upcoming Miss Universe 2021 coronation?
Well, thank you, Miss Gilda, for being here, for giving your time and effort just to know me and, of course, our Miss Universe better. It's been a crazy journey, I will be honest. And I realized that when you are being in that position where you are tested, you get to know yourself better. So during this time, it's not just about having that great walk or great body or even trying to improve on how I speak, but it's more of learning how beautiful life is, because that's when you're gonna have the wisdom when you speak to public. And that makes you relatable as a person. So now I've been really doing my best to be involved as much as I can in our community, because this is just I'm just gonna reign for 1 year as Miss Universe Philippines, and hopefully if I win, I want to continue that legacy. So it's more of mental preparation that I've been dealing with every day. I talk to different people with different backgrounds, with different experiences in life, and that's when I grow as a person. So yes, few preparations that I've been doing. I had my life coaching session with Miss Chris, and I remember she told me that there's no title in this world that is worth losing yourself. So in everything that I do, in everything that in every decision that I make, I try to make sure that that is Rabia who's making that decision, not no one else for myself.
Wow, I love that. Love that answer. And I love and Charlie's here clapping.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hilda, so much for the question. You can mute yourself
Thank
again.
you. Go, go, Philippines!
Let's go Philippines.
I love it. So that was Hilda.
Go, go, Philippines!
With that question, Miss Hilda, now you can mute yourself as we move on to the second question by Aaron. And Aaron, you can unmute yourself and pose your question.
Hello po. Good morning.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay, so my question po is for Miss Universe 2019 Zozibini Tunzi. My question is, what are some of the best experiences you've had during your Miss Universe reign?
Hi, Erin. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi, you look fantastic with your sash and your Harry Potter glasses.
Thank you.
Love it. I mean, if I had to pick one, I think it would have to be the connections that I have made with everyone individually. And I think that helped being able to do a lot of virtual events. I was able to get to talk to people personally, whether it was through their phones and having those one-to-one conversations with them on Instagram or on a Zoom. So I think being virtual was such a great way to be able to reach so many more people than I would have reached if I was there in person. And so for me, those are, the incredible messages that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And just being able to be a part of Universe United, it truly was exactly what we meant, Universe United, just making sure that we are uniting the universe and making sure that we are as diverse as possible. And so those are my fondest memories. And of course, my homecoming will always be one of my fondest memories, because when you sit like this and you're speaking virtually with people, you like to know that they feel your heart and that they feel your work. But when you actually see them in person and they receive you and they tell you that your work matters and that your work changed their life, for me, that is the most beautiful thing.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the question.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question, because I totally agree. If Miss Zozi can come here into the Philippines, I think Aaron will agree with me. That would be an addition to your greatest memories as well. We will feed you night, day, every time. We are ready with you.
I agree.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, Aaron. All right, you can mute yourself again as we move on to Rogie Bolina. Rogie, go ahead and ask your question. Make sure you unmute yourself, Rogie. Rogie, are you there? Or is it Roy? Rogie, I'm scanning you. You are not here. Neat. So Rogie, I think I see him, but his screen is not popping up. So we'll move on first to Nino, or si Charlie Brabante. So Charlie, if you can unmute yourself. I love your I feel like this is going to be a great question. Go ahead, Charlie. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello?
There, we can hear you,
Okay.
Charlie.
Thank you very much for letting me ask this question. First, before I ask this question, I want to take this opportunity to thank, of course, our Miss Universe Philippines, Rabiya Mateo, for doing her best in representing not only the Philippines, but every single citizens of our country. So, but my question is for our Miss Universe 2019, Zozibini Tunzi. So, Zozi, I want to ask you, what are the pros and cons of being the Miss Universe 2019 in the midst of the pandemic?
Thank you so much for your question. The pros and cons, I think the con is that we all know that it was a pandemic. And so we had to do most of the activities inside, the apartment, and we had to be away from people. So I think that was one of the biggest negatives, I would say, about being Miss Universe during this time. And also just having to deal as well with people's frustrations during this time, because people got so frustrated that we weren't able to do our work out there effectively. And the way that people sometimes went about with their anger, sometimes bordered along a lot of cyberbullying, and I'm sure that a lot of queens will tell you about experiencing that. So I think that would be the negatives. The pros were that I was able to touch twice as many hearts, if that makes sense. Because when you go live virtually like this, it is open to so many people across so many corners of the world that I probably would have never been able to reach in person. And so if a person can open up their phone or their laptop and be able to reach me and see me and hear me, so that was, the pros, one of the pros of being a Miss Universe during this time. And to use my voice, because I felt like my voice was needed so much during this time, whether it was through the Black Lives Matter movement, whether it was through the Stop Asian Hate movement, whether it was through gender inequality and gender-based violence, those voices were needed so much during this time, and I was able to contribute and do my best with that. And so that is one of the pros during this time.
Thank you so much for the answer. And then I like that too, like you touched up on things that we're all trying to help each other with. We're all trying to find some equal footing, which should be the case as well. And I hopefully, Charlie, you got your answer with that and you are inspired by that as well. Thank you so much for that question. I love that. And you can now unmute as we move on. You can now mute yourself as we go on to our next question by Luil Joseph De Suyo. So Luil, are you here?
Yes, hello, Jazz.
There we go.
Yes, you can call me Luel.
Luel, thank you.
Yeah, and first and foremost, on behalf of the winners, I would like to thank Lazada having this opportunity for this event to meet Zozi, our Miss Universe, and Rabia. And I have my question here for Rabia. Since recently we celebrated Earth Day, and my question is, if you will be crowned Miss Universe, how can you advocate or champion all world leaders in promoting a greener planet?
Well, it feels like it's something that could be a final question. You're really giving me a hard time. But it's all about trying to acknowledge the real problem that we have, which is it is the actions of humanity that kills this planet. And as an ambassador for education, I want people to realize as early as possible the importance of changing our own lifestyle, making it more sustainable. Like in my case, these are the simple ways that we don't even notice that could really make a great impact in saving what we have right now. Like for example, I do support thrift shopping. You know, every day companies are producing a lot of clothes that, you know, ends up as garbage, ends up in the oceans, inlands. So we really need to change our lifestyle, make it more sustainable. And I would like to encourage this leader that as early as possible, we inject subjects like environment, taking care, or environment, trying to conserve what we have, subjects like that as early as possible, so that we are shaping the minds of the young ones to you know, really understand the problem, really know the root, what is causing all of this.
I love that answer. Yes, education in all sides of creating a greener planet. It's not just as simple as a face value. Oh, I'm just going to recite, put this in the right trash can. It's so much more than that, and it touches so much people's lives as well. So thank you, Louil, for that question as well. And we're going to go back to Rogie Bolina. So, Rogie, are you there now?
Yes,
There we go. We almost missed you. So go ahead and ask the final question for this fan Q&A.
Okay, before anything else, I would like to greet the reigning queen, Miss Zozibini, and I look like you.
Darling, I was about to say, are you trying to steal my job? Because, honey, you look fabulous.
Wow, thank you. And my question is for Miss Rabiya. What excites you most about the upcoming Miss Universe competition?
What excites me the most is the fact that I'm going to be representing my country, and at the same time I'm going to meeting other ladies from different backgrounds. You know, there's really that opportunity for me to learn their culture, what they do, and to know what they stand for. You know, being a Miss Philippines and being there in that competition is an opportunity for me to empower myself, empower people around me. And it's also good to hear the causes that they stand for, because we are different somehow, but our common denominator is that we want to do something for our community, and that is the best part of it. Like, it's a celebration of who we are as people, as women, and it's not just us, it's also empowering people around us to see where we stand.
I love that other people can empower each other and can empower ourselves. Thank you so much.